to Antique Books and Collectibles. So today's book is from the 1800s, 1825 to be exact. It's in fairly good condition. It's a little fragile. It's got some scratches on it, of course. The original, everything's original. There's been no trying to renovate it efforts. It's all original. And you open it up inside. It's got a gift tag to it. It's got some old English style writing notes in it. This is the General History, Ancient and Modern by Alexander Fraser Tytler, Professor of History in the University of Edinburgh, with the continuation terminating at the demise of King George III, 1820, by Reverend Edward Nares. He's a professor of modern history in the University of Oxford, to which are added a succinct history of the United States with additions and alterations by an American gentleman, supplying important omissions, bringing down the narration of events to the beginning of the present year, and correcting many passages relating to the history of country. Interesting, after the passing of a leader, they start, amending history. Anyways. So, to the history of this country with an approved table of chronology, comparative view of ancient and modern geography, and questions on each section, adapted for the use of schools and academies by an experienced teacher. Stereotyped by T.H. Carter and Company in Boston, Concord, New Hampshire, printed by Isaac Hill. So the pages are, the binding is still pretty intact to where you can turn the pages. I just generally don't like to do a whole lot of movement on antique books like this. But the table of contents, of course. It's all, from what I have seen, is pretty readable. You could actually sit here and read this book. You carefully see that coming apart, just very carefully. I would recommend giving some support to this, so when you do turn it, you're not putting pressure on that. See, so I've propped it up. Just have to treat old books like they're old, because they are. Whoop. So this is it's just, if you want to know what history books really said back in that area, read the books from that area, that era. That's what I say. There's a lot of interesting about history. I'm just going to sort of give a little skipping through, just so you can see the print and the pages. There's a little bit of fading, just a little bit, not much. Talks about a little bit of subject about slavery and different ancient cultures. This is ancient history. He talks about progress of literature among the Romans, Roman education. A lot of interesting thing in here. So if you're interested in any particular section of this book, let me know. I may do a further detailed video of these that I'm sharing. I'm just giving a little preview of this particular book, just showing the condition of it, and just affairs of the church before the age of Charlemagne. Of course, church history is always interesting. Like I said, if you want to know the true history of an era, read the history books of that era. Well, that's my philosophy anyways. And a lot of times you can get digital copies of antique books online. Like, I got a copy of a church original Bible from the 1st century, and the art was very interesting. And I have one episode on that, just a little preview, and I'm going to be doing more on that in the near future, showing more of that. So if you like history, this is definitely a book that will take you through an era of much information through the centuries. So just showing the side view. Some of the pages stick out a little bit more. And then the back view. This Tytler's History. So if you have any comments about this book, you would like to see anything more on this book, comment below. Clueward Old Books. Here's a note from the 1798 Queen of France. Somebody wrote. I thought that was interesting. Talking about beheading. It's amazing. Somebody from 1825, the 1800s, wrote this note, and I am now reading it in 2022. Have a good one.